Today we're telling you what to do if it happens to you. So let's say you wake up, you have pain and swelling in one of your legs. I want by a show of hands, how many of you would ignore it? Okay, because a lot of us would. You'd take the kids to school, go about your day, you don't think twice about it. But all too often we're ignoring symptoms that matter. It can be a deadly mistake. I'm here with Bonnie Bernstein, a national sportscaster. She had a pain just like that a few years ago. And did you initially think, no big deal?
I've been an athlete my whole life, so I just thought it was a muscle pull. And so what do you do when you have a muscle pull? You take some ibuprofen, you ice it, you take it easy for a couple days, and you expect it to go away. So that went on for a week. And then the following week, I was down covering a college football game. I'm standing on the sideline, and the top part of my leg is just throbbing. And by the time the game was over and we were all rushing to the car to get to the airport, I'm running, my leg's killing me, my calf is fatigued, I'm having trouble breathing. And then it finally dawned on me, okay, this is probably not a pulled muscle. And so the next day, went to the doctor, and I didn't even go to the hospital, I just went to a guy who's helped me out with physical therapy. And he worked on my leg, went home, woke up the next morning, and my knee was red and swollen on both sides. And then I started to panic, and I called him back, and I said, what's going on? He said, I didn't even work on your knee. Bonnie, get to the hospital. And I said, why? And he said, well, if there's swelling, there might be some restriction with the blood flow, and I think you might have a blood clot. And that, more than a week later, was the first time I made it to the hospital.
So we're talking right now about deep vein thrombosis, but had you ever heard of it? Were you aware of what it was?
And that's what the shocking thing was. When I got out of the hospital and I started doing research, I came across all this information and realized that more than 2 million people every year in this country are diagnosed with DVT, and more people die of complications from DVT than people who die from breast cancer and AIDS combined. And yet, there is not a lot of knowledge about DVT, so that's why I've really been trying to get the word out.